Hi, today we'll be doing an example for our continuation of Java data structures. So we'll be using the built-in list in Java, in the Java API. So we're going to be using an unordered list to manage the courses that a student takes to fulfill degree requirements. The course class represents a course which may or may not have already been taken. So we're going to we're also going to be using serialization, so the list is stored for later use using serialization. So we'll talk about serialization later on. But what is serialization? So serialization is the conversion of the state of an object into a byte stream. Deserialization does the opposite. So serialization is a conversion of the state of an object into a byte stream. So deserialization would be from a byte stream to an object. So it's basically taking object data and converting it into a byte stream. That's what serialization does. Deserialization does the object. So stated differently, serialization is a conversion of a Java object into a static stream sequence of bytes which can be then saved to a database or transferred over a network. So perhaps we'll be using this more later on. That definition is from Builtin Java Core. We might revisit this later, but for now we don't really need to. Maybe for the methods later on that we use, so we can come back if we need to. So we'll be working first in a course class. I've already created it. We're going to be just creating a course class. So we're going to import some stuff here first, or just one thing. We're going to import java.io .serializable. No generic type. We'll just say implements serializable. It's kind of a weird name. Like, it doesn't seem like it has anything to do with serial. Like, when I see serial, I thought serial numbers or something like that. I'm not sure why they chose this name. Some of the names are kind of strange, but just remember it converts object data to a byte stream, and deserialization converts a byte stream to object data. So here we'll just have some fields here. So private string prefix, private int number, private string title, private string grade, that's it. And we'll just use the constructor, so constructor constructs the course with the specified information. We could set up Java.doc, but we don't really need to. It's pretty much just an object class, so public course, string prefix, int number, string title, string grade, so we'll use this keyword, so this dot prefix equals prefix, this dot number equals number. So if you're interested in Android, by the way, you'll be using this exact stuff in it. This dot title equals to title, and if grade equals to null. this dot grade points to empty quotes, else, actually there's no quotes here. I don't like it that way, but that's okay. So else this dot grade equals to grade. So spelling mistake here. So we can just write a, actually we don't really need to. Well, I guess we could since we keep talking about it. So I'll just do some JavaDoc here. We'll say constructs the course with the specified information. And this constructor below, it's going to be overloaded. Maybe I should just do it after so it fills in the parameters. So we'll do a public course. String prefix int number, string title, that's it, no grade I guess. So it's going to use this keyword to set up this constructor. And if you're not sure how that works, you can use the debugger. We will probably do an example just to go over it again. The debugger will help us show what's happening. So we'll just do some JavaDoc here. So we'll say constructs the course with the specified information with no grade established. So we'll set some getters and setters here. So we'll do get prefix. So public string get prefix. We don't really need to do JavaDoc, it's pretty simple. So we're just doing getters and setters here. Or I guess in Java they call it accessor and mutators. In C they call it getters and setters. So public string get prefix, return prefix. Then we'll do public int get number. Actually, I don't know if that's just in Java, but in the textbook I used, they never referred to getters and setters. They just called them accessors and mutators. So public int get number, return number. Then public string get title. Return title. Public string get grade. Return grade. Public void set grade. String takes a parameter string grade. We'll say this dot grade equals to grade. You can do the setters for the rest. I'm not sure if it does use those. I don't think we do use those in this code. but we are doing a few more methods here, so we'll say public boolean taken returns true if grade does not equal quotes grade dot equals so returns true if grade does not equal the quotes. I think we will we'll create another method here. This is kind of a long code, by the way. So public boolean equals object other. Boolean result equals to false if other is an instance of, so if other is an object of course. If you haven't seen instance of, it's just saying if other is an instance of instance means object, instance of course. So if other is an object of course or type course, then we'll say course other course equals to a casted course to other. Actually, I do my cast like this. And we'll say if prefix dot equals other course dot get prefix and number. Do we do a get prefix? And number equals other course dot get number. Then result equals true. It's kind of a long if statement. So if prefix dot equals other course equals other course dot get prefix. So if prefix dot equals other course dot get prefix and what's number again? We have a number up here. Okay, we do have a number. Int number, okay. It's kind of weird to call it number. And number equals other course dot get number. So if prefix dot equals other course dot get prefix and number equals to other course dot get number, result equals true. It's kind of hard to remember that off the top of your head, so we'll just look through it in the debugger if we need to. Then we'll return result here. So we'll do a toString here as well. So public string toString. String result equals prefix plus space plus number plus that plus title. What's happening here? String result equals prefix plus that. Okay, here plus number plus that plus title. So it's just formatting the output of the string. If grade does not equal empty quotes, then results equals to result plus a formatted grade. Then return result. So that's all done. We have a few methods to do. So we'll have to work in another class. I'm just pulling up here. No, I think this is this one, program of study. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, there's a wonderful bunch of classes to do. Sorry, methods. Okay, so we'll start with this. We'll create a class called program of study. So we'll create a new new class. We'll call it program of study. .java. So public class program of study. Implements. So we'll be implementing iterable of type course. I don't know if we've talked about iterators yet. I don't think so. We will be talking about that soon. And then serializable again. So we're going to have to import that stuff. A bunch of stuff here actually, so we'll just, instead of importing all that stuff, we'll just import java.io.star, and we'll import .util.star. So this represents a program of study, a list of courses taken and planned for a student at a school. So public class program of study implements iterable of type object course. That's all the brackets means, the angular brackets here. Instead of integer string, we just have of type course object, which is the object type that we created. So we'll create a private variable here, so private list of type course object named list. So we're going to create a private list object reference variable, and remember the list is an interface. So we're going to use polymorphism in the constructor. So we'll say public program of study. I see the previous videos if you don't know what polymorphism is. So list points to new linked list. So we're going to instantiate the built-in linked list class in the API instead of creating our own. So how is the list implemented in the back? Well, we're gonna do an implementation. It's just like that, like with the same methods basically. It uses links, pointers. So list equals to new linked list of type course object. So it's instantiated. We instantiate in the constructor of program of study object, It's really just a linked list, because we're saying list interface create a new linked list, so that's instantiation using polymorphism. So I'll just say polymorphism. So here we'll create a new method. So we'll say, actually we'll create some doc here. So we'll say adds the specific or specified course to the end of the course list. Then add param course the course to add. So note that it's the end of the list, not the beginning or the middle. So we're adding to the end. So all we're doing here is just saying public void add course. So it's going to take a parameter of type course called course. Then we'll say if course is not equal to null. We can say list.add course. So all that's doing is just calling the built-in API method from the list of our list object, which is referencing the linked list class. It's just going to call the built-in method from the class and add to rear. That's all it's doing. So we're going to create our own linked list after. Actually, we're going to be creating like 3 of them. So in this book, it just discusses unordered lists, ordered lists, and indexed lists. So 3 different kinds. I think those are the main kinds. Those are the kinds you'll ever really need, I guess. So public course find. We'll create a new method here. We'll say, find, we'll say it takes parameters, string prefix, int number, then we'll open brackets. We'll just create some doc here too. So we'll say finds, then returns the course matching the specified prefix and number. So it's just gonna search and find something for us. So public course find string prefix int number. We have our method here, and let's use a for loop. We'll use a for each loop. So for course object course, I think the dots in the middle as equal to list. Then if prefix. Do we already have a course, or no? We do not. So we're saying course object course is equal to list, and then if prefix dot equals if prefix dot equals course dot get prefix, and number equals to course dot get number, return course. For course is equal to list. If prefix dot equals course dot get prefix. Something wrong here. If prefix dot equals, what happened here? If prefix dot equals course dot get prefix. So if prefix dot equals, and then in brackets course dot get prefix, close brackets, and number is equal to course dot get number, then we'll return course. So we can go through that with the debugger. So basically it's just going to use a for loop here and then just execute this if statement. So we'll go through it with the debugger if there's any confusion. So then after that we'll just return null. So we still have add course after, replace toString, iterator, save, load. So not done yet, but we have like 6 more to do. Most of them are small. So we'll do add course after. So here we'll say public void add course after. It's going to take a target and then course, new course. So we'll just do some doc here. So adds the specified course after the target course. Does nothing if either course is null or if the target is not found. Should I have done that on another line? Fparam target fparam new course, so the target just the course after which the new course will be added. And the new course is the course to add. Then here we'll just say if target is equal to null. Or new course is equal to null. Up into our brackets here. Okay. Take that one out. So this return is just returning, it's going to exit the method. It's kind of like return 0 in C. You're just exiting since it's void. And we're not going to return null because it's void. If it was type T, instead of T we could return null. But return is just it just exits the method, and it'll go back to it'll go to the next method to be executed in main. Excuse me. So we'll say int target index equals to list of index of the built-in method target. So index of is the array list built-in method. Something wrong with that? What's wrong with that? In target index points to list dot index of target. Is that, no, there's nothing wrong with that, or okay, it's out of the method. It's out of the brace. That's why. So we'll just put that below. Move that up. That's why I like brackets. So we don't have to create spaces. So then we'll say if target index does not equal to -1, and we'll say list.add target index +1 and new course. So I think it returns -1 if it's not found. So if it is found, then add it to the target index +1 and add the new course. So that one's pretty easy. I mean, if you don't know where index of is, just Google Oracle Docs. No, Google Array List Java Oracle Docs. There should be an Oracle Docs page to the Array List class. Scroll down to index of and you'll see it. So here we'll say public void replace. This may be a two-part video because we're at 30 minutes already. So public void replace course target. Actually 32 minutes. So then course new course. Whoops. We still have to debug all this stuff too, so it'll take another at least half an hour. So course target, course new course. So if target equals to null, you won't notice it's a two-part video. I'm just going to compile them. So if target is equal to null, or new course is equal to null, return. So if target is equal to null or new course is equal to null, just return. So if target is equal to null or if new course is equal to null, just exit. Basically that's all it's saying. In target index points to list.index of target. If target index is not equal to -1, list.set target index to new course. That's a method, built-in set method, I think, in the list class. So set the target index to the new course, so it's just replacing it. I think that's it. We can write some doc here. Replaces the specified target course with a new course. Does nothing if either course is null or if the target is not found. So toString. Just grab a sip of my water here. So actually we'll just finish it here, and then I'll do the part 2, just the debugging, because we're almost done. Just a few small methods. So here we'll just say public string. I'm actually going to go take a break after this and hit the heavy bag for an hour. Finish off my weights from yesterday. Just a couple exercises I didn't have time to do because my workouts are usually 3.5 hours for weightlifting days. So here we'll do string toString, and we'll set string result to empty quotes. So string result equals empty quotes. We'll use another for each loop here. So for course object, so course, so type course, object course is equal to list, result plus equals to course plus new line, then return result. So all it's going to do is it's going to iterate our, do we say array list or is this a linked list? It's a linked list, okay. So we're just going to be iterating through our list. And it's just going to print it out. So we'll do a step through there in the debugger. So we'll print our list at some point. So public string toString string result equals to empty quotes for course is equal to list, result equals to course, result equals to result plus course plus new line. So it's going to really just take the data, copy it. What it's really doing is it's just going through the list and copying it, I guess index by index if there was any, but this is a linked list, so just basically one object at a time. We should be able to find what it's, because this is a little funny, I remember doing this, it didn't really tell us what index it was doing. This must be some kind of trick, like a Java shortcut trick. But I think I remembered visualizing it in the debugger. But all it was doing is just taking one index at a time. Oh yeah, so there's technically not indexes. I think I wrote this down somewhere. There's not indexes, but there's like a pretend index. It's not like an actual index. It's just like an index that it just uses. So we'll look at that in the debugger. So then, I remember writing that note down somewhere. I'll try to look for it. So here we'll just say returns an iterator for this program of study. We'll say at return an iterator. That's fine, we can just leave that. We'll just say public iterator of type object course. We'll call it iterator. Then we'll say return list.iterator. So there should be a built-in list iterator. We'll debug that too, try to find it. So just two more methods here. So we'll write public void save. So just a save method. So string file name. We'll say throws IO exception. Why is it doing the brackets like that? Then we'll say file output stream. FOS, which I spelled it wrong. FOS equals to new file output stream. And we'll pass in file name. So this is just input output stuff. So we're just creating a file. I think we did this in previous videos. We're just creating a file output stream. We're calling it FOS. Then we're instantiating it as an object, because that's what object-oriented languages do. They instantiate objects. And we'll say object output stream OOS equals to new object output stream FOS. We'll pass in FOS here. As parameter, and then we'll say OOO or OOS.writeObject. This is our serialization part. I think that's in the class itself, or the interface. Is it red or orange? Oh, it's like salmon pink, okay. So OOS.flush, and we'll say OOS.close. So if you Google serializable interface Java Oracle Docs, or just serializable Java Oracle Docs, you should see a public interface serializable. It has a method called writeObject, readObject, and readObject. So they're not defined in here. So perhaps they're defined in the list class or something. I think I have a definition of it somewhere. So just on the docs it says, the writeObject method is responsible for writing the state of the object for its particular class so that the corresponding readObject method can restore it. The default mechanism for saving the object's fields can be invoked by calling out default writeObject. Some other stuff. I thought I had some better notes here. Let me just check these other ones. So public final void, I don't know where this is defined because it's not defined here. But it says takes a serializable object and converts it into a sequence stream of bytes. Similarly, the most important method in object input stream. So I found this on a random website. I couldn't find it in the docs, that's what I didn't like about this. So obviously it's defined somewhere, it's just not really telling us where it is defined. If I go to the list class, actually sorry, linked. There's no list class, there's a link. There's a list interface, I think. Is there a list class? Yeah, it's just an interface. So it extends collection. I don't see, what did you say, writeObject? writeObject, not found in here. Go to the linked list. Sorry, I'm doing this on another screen, just to see if I can find a definition for you guys. writeObject. There's nothing here, so it's defined somewhere hidden in a class that it doesn't really say. So anyways, just remember what I said about writeObject. What it does, it just converts a stream. Oh sorry, it takes a serializable object and converts it into a sequence stream of bytes. So that's all it does. So what we're doing here is we're just taking our object and we're converting it into a sequence of bytes. So when it stores the file, it's gonna have like a bunch of like character, it almost looks like encrypted code or encrypted strings. That's all it's gonna look like. So that's it for that method. I think that's it. We can just write some doc here too. So we're going to say saves a serialized version of this program to the specified file name. saves a serialized version of this program of study to the specified file name. So it's going to save it to a file name. And this one is going to load. So the next class, public static program of study type load. This takes a string file name. It throws IO exception and class not found exception. Why is it doing my brackets like that again? So here we'll create a file input stream to read input from a file equals new file input stream. We'll pass in file name, object input stream, OIS equals to new object input stream, FIS. We'll pass in FIS as a parameter. Then we'll say program of study POS points to a casted program of study OIS to OIS dot read object. Then OIS dot close, and then return POS. That's it.